Out of all the sharks that came to Shark Tank, Ashneer Grover remained the most famous even now. In fact, the second season ended up not doing so great simply because of Ashneer Grover's absence. So the question that we must ask ourselves then is, how did he become so famous? I truly believe it's because of his communication skills. He has impeccable communication skills, and when he speaks, people actually want to listen to him. And that is the number one reason why he became so famous. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 lessons that we can learn from Ashneer Grover and become impeccable speakers. I'm Vanshika. I took a bold decision of dropping out of an IIM, and I've spoken at more than 10 colleges as a speaker to guide students in topics of personal development, communication skills, and personal finance. And that is what I majorly talk about in all of my videos. In fact, this is one of the most asked comments in my videos as well. How can we speak more efficiently? How can we speak more fluently? And in this video, I'm going to specifically talk about communication skills that we can learn from Ashneer Grover. But trust me, all of these strategies are really going to help you in becoming a better speaker in just a month. So let's begin. Also, don't forget to watch the video till the end, because the 5th point I think can be make or break in terms of becoming a better speaker. So let's begin with the first strategy. The number one thing that we can learn from Ashneer Grover is his confidence. Wherever he walks with a sort of charisma. He walks with a big confidence, and that ends up attracting a lot of people towards him. I think that's a major part of his appeal. The confidence that he has over what he speaks, over the way he walks. Did you know it takes only 7 seconds to form your first impression? And how do you form that first impression in 7 seconds? Just by visual appearance. So if you walk with confidence, if you dress well as well, then immediately people have a good enough first impression of you. So when you learn to be confident, even when you speak bullshit, people actually want to listen to you. So the number one thing that you should definitely work on is confidence. The second reason why people love listening to Ashneer Grover is his authenticity. Whatever he speaks, he's authentic about it. He's not diplomatic about it. And that's number one reason why people don't love political leaders. It's simply because they're not as authentic as they pose themselves to be. And Ashneer Grover, on the other hand, whenever he speaks, he talks about his true feelings on certain things. So when you try to be more authentic, when you try to be more honest with people, they're going to trust you more and actually want to listen to you more. You're actually building a lot of credibility and respect in the long run. And that brings me to the third point, which is credibility. Another reason why people love listening to Ashneer Grover is because he has that credibility. He has worked really hard. He has graduated from an IIT, then he graduated from an IIM, and then he built this really amazing business. So whenever you're giving a speech or you're writing an introduction on, let's say, LinkedIn, Instagram, or any other social media sites, try to generate some sort of credibility. So a lot of times we think that, okay, maybe we haven't achieved that much, but when you start looking at your resume, when you start looking at your certificates, you will realize there's at least one thing that you can share with the audience which makes you a more credible person. Like at the start of the video, I shared that I'm an IIM dropout. On top of that, I've spoken at 10 other colleges. On top of that, this is something which I get asked by a lot of people. How can I speak well? This was all done to generate some sort of credibility so that you'd actually want to listen to me. So most people don't realize this, but the most important currency that they have is their attention. So when you give your attention to somebody else, then that means you must be worth listening to. And if you want people to listen to you, then you have to generate some sort of credibility so that you're worth listening to. You can actually do that by being the smartest in the group as well. If you read a lot, then automatically you know a lot and automatically you speak about that a lot. Or if you've done certain things which is out of the ordinary, then you can talk about that in order to build that credibility. Let's talk about the fourth thing that we can learn from Ashneer Grover, and that is humor. I've always seen that whenever he speaks, he's making a huge crowd of people laugh. And when you make somebody laugh, they're more inclined to listen to you more. I remember in my school, we had this classmate who was a complete goofball, always used to make people laugh by certain actions and certain words, and he was the most popular in our school. No surprise there. So when you make people laugh, you automatically garner more attention and you actually garner a lot more respect. That's essentially why people pay so much for comedy shows. So learn to incorporate authentic humor. Don't try to copy other people because everybody has their own style. So when you develop your own style, try to make it more humorous. Let's come to the fifth and the most important lesson that we can learn from Ashneer Grover is try not to be so blunt. This often backfires, as it did in his case as well. So try to limit your authenticity and your honest opinions. I remember I had this friend and she would always give her honest opinions and she'd say, at least I'm being truthful. So I was wearing this dress in front of her which had a floral print and she ended up telling me that you look like a kid. And to her, that was her being truthful, but to me, that seemed extremely rude. And there was a pattern with the way she spoke. It always sounded rude, and she always believed that she was being truthful or giving her honest opinion. So you want to be honest with people, but you need to learn how to pick the right moments to be honest, and also how to sugarcoat things. See, the reason why being blunt works for Ashneer Grover is because he has a certain type of wealth. He has a certain type of network. He has a certain type of credibility. When you don't have that and you're rude and you're blunt, it often backfires. So when we're talking about communication skills, this is a very important factor to keep in mind. Learn to sugarcoat things and try not to be too blunt or rude with people. Well, that's all for today. I hope you learn to incorporate all of these aspects of communication skills that I've talked about in today's video. I'll also be uploading part 2 of this video where I delve deeper into each and every aspect of what communication skill entitles, because honestly 10-20 minutes is just not enough to cover each aspect of communication skills. So if you're interested in part 2 of this video, then do comment the word interested. That is a sort of feedback for me that I need to work on the quality of the second video and upload it as soon as possible. So if you like this video, then do subscribe to my channel. I keep uploading videos on self-development, personal development, and how to speak better. And your like, your comment, and your subscribe is a feedback to me to keep uploading quality content and help out as many people as I can. So you take care and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.